What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, December 24th, 2024, and we are back with another midday live here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you are here. Shout out to each and every person that is in the chat so far. But let me go ahead now and acknowledge those who are in the chat, and we will go from there. Hacksign KT, Raging Woody 74, Firebat, Miss Nisi, Dimpleface, Jerry Bedford, Irvin Green, Wallow J, Angie D, Kid Gravity, Jib Star, RC, Scylla T, Savion Draco Zeros, Doc Spencer, Mark Swift, Bills Fan 1970, and that is it so far. Before I get into this, though, however, I have to actually acknowledge something that was brought to my attention a couple of hours ago. And it's actually something that's very unfortunate at the same time. Before we get into all of this, can we send our condolences out to LB and his family anyway? Because I just found out some very sad news when I was looking at the 1LVZ's live stream that he did earlier today. When I saw it, I didn't want to believe that it was real. But we lost one of the family. I'm not sure if we lost them this morning or if it was last night. But if y'all are familiar with LB, he has come up on my channel before to speak on numerous different topics whenever he felt compelled to want to lend his voice. I believe the last time he came up was probably maybe it was either last week or the week before, but it was recent. It was this month. I do remember that. I just can't remember exactly what topic it was on, but I found out unfortunately this morning. Like I said, I don't know when he passed away or what he passed from. At this point, that's not important, but I found out that he's unfortunately no longer with us. So definitely send your prayers and condolences out to his family and his friends, any associates of that matter, because he definitely stayed in contact with me. I actually first met him at the first rally for reparations that we had. Was it last year? No, the year before, the one that was in November. That was the first time I ever met him in person. And he was a good conversationist. He had my number. I had his. He was good at replying back to messages fairly fast. If he had to call, I would always make sure to answer the call. If I wasn't able to respond to him, I would text him back or call him back or whatever the case may be. But like that was shocking. Like that wasn't news I was expecting to hear this morning, or at all for that matter. So definitely condolences to that man and his family, but more so to his family. But now that we I've got that part out of the way, let's get into the topic at hand. So we're going to be talking about the current reigning Miss France. So as y'all saw by the thumbnail, there is a new Miss France. She was just crowned, I think, last week. And yes, you don't need to adjust your screen. She is indeed a Black woman. Now, the only controversy that came out of France concerning this woman's win was not even her race. And we're going to get into that. It was more so her age, because apparently there was this new policy or this new rule that went into place where they upgraded the age of the contestants that can compete in the pageant and win. I think it used to be you couldn't be older than 24, but this woman is 34. But I can be honest and tell you that she does not look 34. When I found out she was 34, I was like, wow, she's a year younger than me. But this is her right here. Her name is Angélique Angarni-Filipon. Forgive me if I mispronounced her name, but that is her name. And she's representing the island of Martinique. And we're going to get into that in a second, because some people were kind of confused on how she was able to win that, and she's not, quote unquote, from France. But let's go ahead and get into this. And this first article that I'm going to read is coming from blacknews.com. It says 34-year-old Black woman, excuse me, makes history as the oldest winner of the Miss France pageant. Angélique Filipon, age 34, has made history as the oldest woman to win the Miss France crown. Hailing from Martinique, she won the Miss France 2024 pageant, which recently changed its rules to allow women over 24 years old to compete. In her acceptance speech, Angélique shared her journey, saying, "Today is the same young woman, age 34, who stands before you to again represent Martinique, its diaspora, as well as all the women who were once told that it was too late." Angélique competed alongside contestants from various professions, including dentists and doctors, according to the Republic World. They showcase regional costumes, swimsuits, and ball gowns while performing to a mix of 90s hits and country music. As the winner, Angélique will receive a residence in Paris, several sponsored gifts, and a year-long allowance. So that's pretty much the rundown right there. So the only controversy they had there was her age, but the thing is, it couldn't go too far with the controversy because they already had changed the rules. And someone else said in the chat, Marie said they changed the rules for age and marital status, and I think they also did something if she has children. Because, a lot of these pageants are saying you have to be a certain age, you have to not be married, and you can't have kids, because of the duties that you'll have through your reign is going to keep you from seeing your children and being around your spouse, because they can't go with you when you're going around and doing these appearances. So that's why they basically have to be unattached. But they changed the rules for that as well. So that is that article right there. Now, I wanted to throw this part in here because I didn't want people to say, I didn't want people to ask, was she the first Black woman to win that title? She was not. She is not the first Black woman. As a matter of fact, the first Black woman to win the title of Miss France is this woman right here, whose name is Sonia Rowland. And she won back in 1999. It says in October of 1999, which was 25 years ago, Sonia Rowland won the Miss Burgundy beauty contest that allowed her to compete for the Miss France 2000 title. And at the age of 18, she was the first woman of African descent to win. So I just wanted to throw that out there just in case people thought that Angélique was the first Black woman to win that title. No, she's just the oldest. So she has a historical title in that regard based on her age. So there's that part. Earl said, what is the making history part then? I just said it. I don't know if you just came in. The history part for the current winner is she's the oldest to win, because she came in under the new rules where you couldn't be older than 24 to win. And she's 34. So she's the oldest one to win. So that's her historical marking right there. She's the oldest to win. And I have to bring this part up because there was some conflict in the initial post that I made up, that I put up there with the thumbnail up to get ready to talk about this. Some people were saying, oh, how could she have won? She's not from France and all this, that, and the third. Well, like I said, she's representing this island named Martinique that is owned by the French. So think of it as the U.S. pageant. You know how they have the U.S. pageants? Well, you do know in the U.S. pageants, a woman from Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands can compete, because while the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico are not states, they are territories that are owned by the U.S. So they, by default, can be included in the pageants. And since Martinique is technically not sitting in the land of France, it's still owned by the French. Like their flag is the French flag. Their main and primary language over there is French. So this woman most likely speaks French. And if she does speak English, that's a secondary language. But as you can see right here, it says Martinique is a French island in the Caribbean Sea. So I wanted to throw that out there because there was a little bit of an issue in the one of the comments with that. And I was trying to tell people, I said, where she's from, it's a French territory. So she can compete just based on that. What's going on, DeMarcus? So now that we've gotten that part of the way, let's get to the reason why we're here. Because like I said, I just wanted to go over that part right there. That way we can get that cleared away so people can understand what is going on. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of why we are here. And that is these hating behind PC individuals. And this is very interesting, the dynamic of how all of this shaped itself out to be. So this was one of the first posts that I came across. And if y'all look at the thumbnail, this post right here, actually, I screenshotted just the caption and put it on the thumbnail, and it was in the bottom right corner of the thumbnail. You have this woman named Naomi Set or Seat. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. And she said, "Go ahead, call me racist. Miss France," and she put it in quotes, "is a pathetic DEI excuse, and her runner-ups are way hotter. I refuse to stroke someone's ego for the sake of political correctness. That's how you spread the woke mind virus." Y'all, woke has become now a virus to them. She said the woke mind virus. But like I said, this post and the next one I'm going to go to is going to literally show you how so much anti-blackness will eventually make them shoot themselves in the foot. But you'll see what I mean. So they're calling the winner of the Miss France pageant DEI because she's a black woman, clearly, and she beat out her white contestant, her white competitors. Because apparently only in France, the only face that should be over there and should be seen is that of a white person. And in the pageant, it should be a white woman. To pause on this right quick, who remembers a few years ago when a biracial Japanese and black woman won the Miss Japan pageant? Do y'all remember the uproar that had? It was mainly from people over in Japan, but I remember it happening. They were saying, we will not allow this degenerate, in so many words, to be representative in any capacity of our nation where her face is out there. Like, I remember that. But notice they never say anything about when a white woman wins a pageant in, say, South Africa, because there's been plenty of those. They never say anything. Now, like I said, I want you to keep this in mind as we go forward with these posts when it comes to this Naomi woman and the next person I'm going to talk about. So let's go through some of the comments. One person said, "It's even more salt into the wound when you consider that male-born, quote-unquote, women make it into the running, and sometimes when that is like absolutely ridiculous." I don't know why they even brought that up to this conversation, because I know they about not to insinuate she looks masculine, because that's definitely not the case. Someone else says, "You are right. I feel the same way. This is ridiculous. She doesn't represent tradition." Pay attention to the words they're using. "She doesn't represent traditional France's beauty, aka white. It is very unfair. She is pretty, but obviously didn't win by merit." This Naomi chick came back and said, "Great point. Her beauty represents invasion, not French aesthetics." Someone says, "How can the French people counter this DEI corruption? Who are the groups who pressured this decision?" So they're basically telling you right there, there's no way that this black woman could have won this pageant just because she was the better choice based on her how she positioned herself, well, not positioned herself, how she presented herself throughout this pageant. She just had to have won because she's black. And to which Naomi came back and said, "Money." Someone else said, "Oh, look who it is, KG, is Ian Miles." Now that guy has a lot of dirt on him. He shouldn't be posting nothing on social media, but he's going to do it anyway. He says she's pretty, but we all know they chose her due to her skin color. Someone says, and then Naomi says, even among black women, I personally don't see how she's the best they had to offer. Someone else says, yes, I've seen prettier. Someone else says, saying the truth about objective attractiveness isn't racism. And it goes on and on and on. But I'm going to come back to Naomi in a second. Put a pin in Naomi. Because guess who else had to throw their 2 cents in, KG? And I'm sure that you are familiar with this person as well. And shout out to the person that sent me the Cash App. I can't get to it right now, but I just heard the notification. End Wokeness had to say something. Oh, End Wokeness had to say something. So End Wokeness posted Miss France versus the runners up. So this guy literally posted up a picture of Miss France getting crowned. And by the way, this is last year's winner. This woman in the red, this is last year's winner. She kind of looks like Halle Berry back in the day. You know how Halle Berry had that shortcut like that? And she's putting the crown on her head. Now, notice what he did here. He posted up a picture of her competitors, this woman here and this woman here. And he posted up a picture of Angélique doing the ugly cry. Basically, her winning. She's crying. These are tears of joy. No one's going to look good during the ugly cry. And he posted that up there to make it seem like this woman was hideous looking compared to pictures that were obviously taken before the pageant even began. Sorry, I had to get some, had to hydrate right quick. So I know exactly what he was trying to imply, but let me show you where End Wokeness slipped up at. Because somebody peeked it. Somebody peeked exactly what he was doing when he did this. So somebody said, what are you implying? Doesn't she deserve it? To which End Wokeness replied with, personally, I think she was picked over the others because of her skin color. Now, notice his rhetoric sounds eerily similar to the one that we saw on the previous account. Eerily similar. It seems that many disagree. Oh, well, that's life. This is when he said that, that just told you a lot of people push back against him. And a lot of people rarely push back against him. But a lot of people was going against whatever he was trying to put down. Shout out to Thought Crimes. They said, you got caught. This person says, and you wonder why the right gets the racist label. The girl's father, and they're talking about Angélique, is French. There are Black French people. Now, here's where they really got him. So this person says, you're saying that based on nothing because you clearly didn't watch the pageant. And if you did, you would know that one of the girls in the photos isn't even a runner-up. So this is the third runner-up, y'all. The third runner-up in the Miss France 2024 pageant is this woman right here. But did End Wokeness post her picture? No, he did not. This woman right here is the second runner-up. And this woman right here is the first runner-up. How interestingly that plays itself out. Earl said third runner-up is fine. Live for NYC says, I'll take the third runner-up. Thank you. She is attractive. I can't think of who she looks like. She looks like this actress, but I can't think of the actress name, but I see her face when I look at her. So yeah, like someone said in the chat, that's part of his agenda. So you can see the third runner-up was another Black woman, which means she did pretty good to get that far. Let's see what else they're talking about on here. Someone else says, well, she's stunning, and the French really have never had our racial hangups. They're the people everyone hates on that side of the pond, regardless of skin color. Someone else says she's cute. Some people said, another person said, blacks have been a part of France for centuries. She's not even less pretty than the other two girls. So I don't see how one can determine it was skin color based. But yeah, they went in on wokeness, and finally, because this person running this page be getting away with saying way too much. Now, the reason why I kept this Naomi chick up as well as in wokeness is, besides their obvious anti-blackness, they also have another thing in common. You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to ask the chat. Besides that, the fact that, this Naomi woman and in wokeness are staunchly anti-black, what is the one thing that what's the other thing that they have in common with each other as it pertains to this topic? I'm gonna see if y'all gonna really put your thinking caps on today with this one. And no, you can't say white. That's obvious. Dimpleface obsessed with black people. Well, yeah, that's one of them. But it's one major thing. And I had to look her up just to make sure that I could ask this question to my audience. No, Kid Gravity, not Stat Game. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Live from NYC, got it correct. Stephanie, you got it partially correct. Live from NYC, hit it on the nose. Naomi, this chick right here, she's German. She's German. And wokeness is American. And both of them have a problem with this black woman right here from France, well, from a France territory, winning the Miss France pageant. And they're not even from there. And like KG just said earlier, I didn't catch it, but I saw it. One of the judges was a white woman. I looked up the bio for this Naomi person. They said she's a right-leaning German content creator or whatever. I said, oh, that told me all I needed to know. And like KG also just said, non-French folk had the most to say when I did the research. And I'm willing to bet that everyone who has something to say under her comments specifically are not from France and probably never even been there. That was the response I was looking for. Neither one of them are French in any capacity, but has so much to say about this. And at first, when I was looking at this person's Naomi's picture, I didn't think she was real until I typed her name in and found out that she is indeed a real person. You right about that, Jibstar. He said, borders don't matter. They will slander black people anywhere in the world. You are exactly right, because we all know that WS is a global system. It's not just in pockets. It's everywhere. Isaac said a blonde-haired white woman recently won Miss Zimbabwe, reported on the African Diaspora News Channel recently. And I bet you they didn't make an uproar about that. I bet you they didn't say DEI this and DEI that. Because you know what? That's probably the only way I would have found out about it if they would have did the same thing that they're doing here with that. But we know they didn't do that. Now, KG, I looked it up. It said that she is German. It says she's a German YouTuber. They said she was born in Munster, Germany. She's from Germany. She was born there. And her nationality is German. Imagine if the only thing as Black people we had to deal with in the world was being upset about a pageant. Do you know how much better off we probably would be? But then again, these are the same people that claim that we dabble in victimhood all the time. What do you call this? And shout out to Ozzy for the 5. He says, and you remember how bad-ish they went at a sister that won Miss Universe? I can imagine. But I appreciate the contribution. It's just funny. It's hilarious to me. It really is. But anyway, y'all know what time it is. I'm going to drop the link right there in the chat for y'all. Y'all can come up and speak to the topic. I only got about 30 minutes because I have to head out in a little bit. But y'all can come up and speak to this topic. Demoface says, look at how nuts they went about the Little Mermaid. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was a moment in time right there. And then the movie ended up, being a financial success, which I kind of knew it would be. He said, I'm from Zimbabwe. It says white people are 0.4% of the population, but somehow they found a white woman to win, and no one posted this type of mess. Of course not. They're not going to. That's how you know when they talk about DEI, they're talking about us. And shout out to FBA Queen, gifted 5 memberships. And it went to Brooklyn Queen, the Prince of Paraphernalia, No Talent, Wall Street Tech, and Always Me. Shout out to you, and shout out to, again, FBA Queen. What's going on?
What's up, brother Torrin? What's up, chat? It's me, Wallow J.
Oh, see, I was getting ready to say it was a KG. I was getting ready to say it was a KG for a second.
No, it's me. Hold on, I'm still at work. Sorry. Yeah, this for some reason they get upset. Oh yeah, first off, Merry Christmas, everybody. These folks get upset over the stupidest things in the world. They do realize that France had a big immigration system going back to the early 2010s. If they don't know that, now you know. Why you think a lot of those guys from the NBA came from the Euro leagues? It's not that hard to figure out. And you upset because a 34-year-old black woman won. That's what we're doing. All y'all not even from that country. Why do you care? Why? It's not that indeed.
Like I said, I think that was the goofiest part for me. I mean, I knew them going after because of her being black was going to be one thing because they ain't got nothing else to do but do that. But then when I said to myself, wait a minute, they're not even from there. Why does that affect you so much? Again, they don't wherever they feel like there is a white dominant somewhere, the exact second that a non-white person, but especially a black person gets there, then it's like, oh my God, they're just losing their mind. Their world is coming to an end.
Because to them, in their mind, traditionally, the white woman is always the beauty standard of the country, not just the country, but the world. So they see a black, especially a black woman, who's actually the standard bearer, who actually is the reason why all these women are getting BBLs in the first damn place, if we're going to be completely honest about it. They don't like that. They don't like that narrative because they're like, well, what are we all? We ain't saying that y'all don't have no good looking people. We're just saying our women are the standard. That's just common knowledge. You don't know that by now. Good God, what's wrong with you? You don't it's so much stuff that's going on in the world, and you choose to get mad over a pageant. And I can't, the day that some of these pages, like the End Wokeness page, and a lot of these folks get exposed, It's gonna be the best day ever and the best Christmas present ever. And I'm gonna land my plane there. Tonya, oh yeah, also send my condolences to his family. You know, that's sad to hear. So condolences to his family. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Be one.
Be one. All right, Jonathan. I see that you are in an area that looks like there's a lot of noise. So I can't bring you up exactly just yet. So when you get into a quiet place, just send me a message in the chat, and then I'll bring you up. But next up, we got Denzemus. What's going on?
Oh, hey. Oh, holy crap. I wasn't expecting to get on this quick. I literally just got in. Yeah, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Basically, yeah, I'm gonna just make it quick. This whole situation is just proving how fragile these people are. Anytime black people, anytime us melanated people win anything, show any type of aptitude for anything, it's always seen as a problem to these people because they've spent their entire existence looking down upon us. So, anytime we show any type of self-love or win certain things like this, of course they're gonna be mad. This is all they have. It's literally all that they have in their lives. It's just to bring us down no matter what. So when they
Yeah.
see this woman, when they see this beautiful, gorgeous woman, this lovely black woman winning a pageant, it reminds them of how much of a failure that they truly are. No matter how much their privilege, no matter how much privilege they have, no matter how much they think they have all the power. In some cases, they do. Admittedly, they do have power, but after all of the stuff that they have, they still got beat by a black woman, and that just pisses them off.
And see, and another thing to add on to that is when they see one person there, or if they just see one, then it's like, oh damn, that means there's probably going to be 10 more that's going to come right behind them, and they
Oh
can't
yeah,
have that.
oh yeah, one, and then the next thing, in their little rabbit minds, they think of us like a hydra, cut off one head, and then more will sprout. That's how they wicked asses think. But like I said before on your channel, they'll get used to it. They'll learn to cope.
And endure.
They'll, yep, that's pretty much it. Be one, sir, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Shout out to Denzemus for coming up. All right, let's see. Uh-oh.
Bonjour, Joyeux Noël. Bonjour.
What's
Hello,
going
sir.
on?
How are you, young man?
I am doing great. Wow. It's a black Frenchman, y'all. It's DEI. It's woke. It's an abomination.
Yes.
Let's go to Party City and get our tiki torches.
Yes, we put Cajun seasoning on oysters now over here. Don't you just love these Americans that they have American in their bio? They're America first, but they think like Europeans. They want to connect back to that land.
But they don't want to go back there to live.
I mean, it's beautiful over in Europe from what I've heard. I've never been there, but I've heard you got lush lands. You got all those cultures. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go back? It's predominantly white, is it not?
Yeah. But see, the thing is, they see, like I said, they see something like this and they think black people taking over from a pageant.
But the funny thing is, it's not even us. It's the Arabs that are taking over there.
You know, like I said, they got to make, they got to make us the boogeyman no matter what.
But this wasn't even us. And you could just tell they skipped world history. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they were having their babies and they were somehow jacking each other off. Pause. They just forgot about world history and forgot that Martinique is still a French territory.
It is, and I made sure to go look it up. And even with the name, that's all it needed to tell me. But I said, let me just go ahead and look it up. I said, oh, it's a French territory, much like Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands is a territory of the U.S. It's not a state, but it's owned by them.
Mm-hmm.
They wave the same flag.
Yeah, and she spoke perfect French. So what was the problem?
And they said her father is a French man. It's a black French man.
So it's like, okay, They picked somebody. A white woman was the head judge. The chick that won last year was a judge. What's the problem?
Yeah, because they noticed they kept saying they kept trying to put her picture up against the other two white contestants, and then wokeness got it wrong because one of them wasn't even a runner up.
Right.
So you just picked a picture of a contestant she didn't even place.
Did they even look at the swimsuits? No, said she won off of that.
Listen, it was probably a wrap after that.
Oh my Lord. But you know, I think I know what it is. It's not. It's the fact that she's old.
Yeah, she's
she doesn't fit. She doesn't fit the stereotype they've named for us.
Notice they did not. That's the one thing they didn't come at it about was her age. I said if y'all would have did it about the age, then you would have had a leg to stand on because that was the controversy because of her age. But because they implemented that new rule, you know, they couldn't really get her on that. But that was the slight controversy, but it was like a nitpick anyway. I said if y'all came at it that way, then y'all would have had a leg to stand on. But y'all went directly to, oh, it's because she's black.
Mm-hmm.
They can't help themselves.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing because I even went to go look at them French videos and they were like, well, we don't think she's pretty, but you know, she won. That's it. We can't do nothing else about it. But again, it's America worrying about the rest of the world.
But yeah, but like I said, I looked up that chick. She, like I said, she is from Germany. She was born there. Her mother's German.
I need to know where her people from. I don't think she's really German.
What do you think she is?
I think if I had to pick, she probably from the Czech. She probably Czechoslovakia or Austrian. You know how they are over there.
And even if that's the case, guess what? That's not France.
Mm-hmm. Why does Germany care about what France wants? Worry about the German one. You know they're gonna pick some Arab over there, or an Asian, or Arab. So you know, let them figure it out. But anyway, I'm gotta go back to cooking. But happy holidays to you and yours. And again, I'll do a little tribute to LB in an hour or so. But yeah, condolences to his family.
Definitely.
Yeah. Bonjour.
You said bonjour. Isn't that? Wait. Okay, never mind.
Bonjour.
All right. Shout out to KG. But yeah, those individuals, they gotta axe the ground for no damn reason except that they just want to get online and just spew rhetoric, and they feel like they're in a panic mode. A black woman winning a pageant in a nation that they don't even live in. Make it make sense. You got a German woman and an American male, both white, getting mad that this black woman from Martinique, which is an island owned by France, won a French pageant. They can't help themselves. All right, Jonathan, what's going on?
What's going on, man? I have this story is similar from what I've saw in the past because this ain't the first time that this was fake outrage. Because they got because white folks got mad when all those black women won those Miss pageants. They were talking about how it was rigged and how it was like, you know, was meant to like give it to them on purpose and all that. You know, so this doesn't surprise me that this is gonna be a story. And every time, like when we win something or we earn it, it's always some DEI or some woke type of stuff. You know?
Yeah, because they got to continue the narrative. They got to continue the narrative that black people didn't earn something; it was just given to us because we don't know how to actually get up and get it. Like we're supposed to be just like them. I said, well, if that's the case, then who is the real DEI then? Because if we want to go and do a history and fact check about who stole how much and from who, then look at yourself in the mirror then. But we know they ain't going to do that.
I mean, we got to. This is coming from people who running things that they didn't earn. Remember, they had to steal land, they had to steal everything to get
They had to steal
what's on.
people.
Like, yeah, like straight white people, like y'all the last to even say DEI when y'all DEI y'all ways to taking our islands and our countries and our cities like and not to mention we came up with like all this the stuff we invented. They stole all their our ideas and they took everything that we invented and made it look as if they the ones that came up with it, not us. So all this, they come up with and this DEI. They try to come up, be funny with talking about didn't earn it. Well, someone came up with the DEI said definitely earned it. So, yeah, I can agree that it's DEI because DEI as in we definitely earned it. We worked hard for it. Unlike you folks sitting on y'all white asses, question y'all ass, getting mad at other races winning things because it's not because y'all didn't win nothing. Every time they don't get a star role or their kind don't win nothing, and it's to another color, it's that same old that they use to the point that it's getting old. That
And they got
same
the nerve, and they got the nerve to say that like I said earlier, that we are dabbling in victimhood. I'm like, do you understand the exact moment that y'all started to yell out this and that is anti-white? You literally threw yourself into the victim mode. Like
exactly.
you literally just did that. But see, the thing is, they will just like they bastardized the word woke and how they bastardized DEI. They will rework it and twist it into something to make them feel comfortable for them, but then have a whole different meaning for everybody else, especially us.
The same. Bro, the same old. It's been going on like that for years. Like, don't I be going. I was like just going to let them know, like, hey, don't tell me that I'm a victim when y'all literally cry victim and cry wolf when something gets thrown right back at you after you gonna throw something at them at us first. So every time you throw something at me first, I'm gonna throw it right back at you. Don't cry wolf.
Mhm.
Hold accountability for once in your life and say, you know what, I shouldn't even have messed with that dude in the first place. So I'm gonna take accountability for that. If you can say it one time, maybe I would gain a little respect for you. That would have been a little enough for me to gain respect. But no, white folks, racist white folks don't like to hold on accountability. You know what I'm saying? They do something stupid and get it thrown right back at them. They cry. For example, when that white dude came at Angel Reese on Twitter talking about working on your layups and pickup percentage. Then she fired back with the maybe you stop laying with your dog and find something predictable to do, you'll be fine. And that's gonna be the worst you ever see of me. And then he got mad and talked about that was kind of weird for you to put my dog in and all that because he had a picture of his of him and his dog on there. And Angel fired back used a profile picture fired back on there and he started crying wolf about it, and then his other kind got mad about it and started going after her. No, I'm like, y'all need
Yeah.
to leave people the hell alone.
That also reminds me of when Elijah Schaefer tried to come at Halle Bailey and tried to say that she wasn't attractive, and everybody went at him about that, and then somebody found out about his mom, and then that's when he wanted to concede and then try to play the victim of, you know, how y'all gonna bring up my mother, stuff like that. Well, dude, if you wouldn't have said what you said, then no one would have found that out and then brought that up and used that against you.
Bro, they have a lot of ugly, horrifying looking white women in that community, and you don't see us saying nothing about them. Like that Naomi Chef. She the last. I saw the profile picture. That woman looks horrific, like a Michael Myers with the wig on. She
Mm-hmm.
can't say nothing about that. She can't talk about no one. She can't. Ain't no way the her runner is hotter than that black woman. If that was the case, she wouldn't have won. But that's their mentality. They think they're the prettiest. They think they're the smartest. They think they're the strongest. They think they're the best at everything. You know what I'm saying? They think they're perfect, and that's a mind. But they don't realize they have the most hateful mindset on earth, and that will never make them perfect. And it's okay not to be perfect, but man, hold accountability, admit your mistakes. And I'm gonna just let my B1, let my plane right there, man, because the more I call them out, the more pissed I'm gonna get.
All right.
So hey, B1, man, I'm gonna see that Sonic 3. I'm gonna and man, I can't wait to see that ending.
B1. All right. Shout out to Jonathan for coming up. But yeah, they got a lot of nerve. They have a lot of, and the thing is with Elijah Schaefer about his mom, no one knew that his mom was deceased when someone pulled up the picture of his mom. No one knew. And then that's when he came out and says, oh, so now you're going to make fun of my deceased mother. And we was like, wait a minute, we didn't even know your mom was deceased. We know they was like, they know now though. That was one of the best days on X ever. I mean, everywhere he was catching it from everywhere. It to the point where he trended. And well, it's back to business as usual for him. He's still doing and saying the stuff that he says. And the thing is, if he gets out of pocket, people still bring up a picture of his mother. But anyway, y'all, I think that's going to be, I think that's the last person to come up and speak to this topic. We got it done in under 30. Well, we got the whole thing done in under an hour. But shout out to each and every person that came up and spoke. Shout out to the people that contributed. Shout out to FBA Queen for gifting the memberships. I appreciate it. I'm sure they do as well. Tomorrow is going to be a movie review. It's not going to be a hard-hitting topic because I was debating whether I was going to upload a video tomorrow or not, but because it's part of the schedule and I didn't want to throw the scheduling off, I said I'll upload. Tomorrow will be a movie review, so it'll be something light. And then on Thursday going forward, we're going to get right back into it. So with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening, well, the rest of your day, rather say evening, the rest of your day. To those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays, all of that good stuff. Enjoy time with your family and all of that good stuff. Tomorrow, again, RIP to LB. Condolences again to his family, his friends, his loved ones, associates, all of that good stuff. And I will talk to you all again on Thursday because that's going to be my next midday live on Thursday. So be safe and be one.